Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, coming to you with an update on the medical records that went missing. That's right. Yesterday, we broke the news. It is completely broken. We can't put it back together. The news was like a cheap IKEA dresser, just ready to be broken, and we did just that. We broke the news that it appears, again, we haven't seen the evidence, but it appears from Clayton's camp that Camp Clayton, clamp it down, folks. It appears that the records, at least three of the supposed records from different three medical providers, have gone missing, which of course begs the question, where did they go? Where are the missing records? I'm actually going to be honest with you. We're going to share some new information, some things you haven't heard before. So just stick around, buckle up, and we're going to kind of enjoy this ride. I know some people online said, oh, geez, I couldn't stand to listen to Dave talk for 30 minutes. Well, trust me, I can't stand to listen to myself talk for 30 minutes too. I mean, yesterday, I nearly put a hole through that wall, Wile E. Coyote style, when I got a load of the content, no pun intended. A load of the content was blown at me and pushed me against the wall. It was such crazy, massive information. I know. I warned you guys, put a pillow on top of your table so you don't hit your jaw, and yet still, I said, people, please, don't click too hard on your phone when this story comes out. You might damage your screen. And I know a lot of you had to spend good money getting your screens replaced because you're like, I need to know. You know, the click-through rate was absolutely wild. It was a 1 out of 10 video. Could have been one of the best videos we've ever made. And now we're going to discuss some of the fallout of that insane story. Did you not check it out? Go back yesterday. You know, normally I like to make 2-3 videos a day, but I also make 2 podcasts and a Patreon live stream. Very busy content. When I make these videos, it can take a little bit longer for me to cover the story. But by the way, I have to address one quick thing. You know, every once in a while you make a joke about some of the aspects of this trial, the oral conception, right? How you know, and look, if I do make those jokes, I think I've earned the right. You know, I've done stand-up for 12 years. I think I know how to thread that needle, but somebody said, no, you need to stop with the sexist blowjob bits. We appreciate the case coverage minus demeaning women in general. I mean, look, nothing about my blowjob jokes involved any coercion, pushing a head down, or in any sort of way. I mean, it's a consensual sexual act. I don't know how that's sexist at all. If it was Colton Underwood getting a blowy from his husband and that was part of their, you know, fertility journey, we would cover it in a way that's also in one way or another, I don't know, having fun. But yes, I will mock things because part of humor and part of mocking things is to show shame and say, look, this is dumb. You're claiming you got knocked up from a blowy? We're going to make fun of that. And I don't think that's sexist. But again, you're allowed your opinion. All right, anyway, I mean, my opinion is that I blew out an ACL. When I got up, when the force of the story pushed me off of my stool, for a split second, I was wondering, am I wearing pants? I didn't ever see. Every once in a while, your boy just rolls right out of bed, but I had gym shorts on, which is close enough. I know, I don't mean to ruin the mystique here, but when I'm inside, I mean, right now, I got skivvies on, baby. I hope I don't get blown off of my chair. Either way, so Megan Fox covered the story as well from yesterday. And of course, the story being that it appears this letter sent from Jane Doe directly to Clayton Echard's counsel, by some is considered extortion. I mean, it was literally in the response from Woodnick, the lawyer, saying, isn't this extortion what she's doing? And of course, we provide some of the evidence as to how that might be the case. And I want to introduce a new button on my soundboard. Ladies and gentlemen, premiering the She Lied button with the voice of one Zaddy Greg Woodnick. It's She Lied.
She lied?
She lied?
She lied?
Poetic. All right, so anyhow, let's go into what Megan had to say, and then I'm going to share my theories on where I believe the records went. Of course, the missing records. Let's play several of Megan Fox's clips, who, by the way, we got to give credit where it's due. She's the leading, I should say, proper journalist, someone who actually knows what they're doing here. You know, I might be in the Society of Professional Journalists, but I'm kind of like the new girl in the sorority. Like, I don't know all the rules. I'm just the hot chick in the, you know, hey, how are you folks? Let's party. And she's kind of like she's like the older sorority sister who's like, you got to get hazed first, but not hazing in a metaphorical way. All right. right. Anyway, here, let's listen to what she had to say.
Sounds like extortion.
She lied.
Laura Owens is telling Clayton Echard, hey, you drop this case that I'm losing right now with you, or I'm going to sue you for $1.2 million for that real estate deal that didn't go through back when I was catfishing you.
And the real estate deal is really interesting. I'm gonna read some of your clips here, some of your comments, I should say. Let me get this straight. And by the way, part of what makes our channel so great is the two-way conversation. So some of your comments, which, by the way, insane amount yesterday. This subreddit, Justice for Clayton, is a small subreddit, right? 3.8 thousand members. I'm just saying this because out of 3.8 thousand members, the Bachelor main subreddit has what, 400,000? This got quadruple the amount of comments as any other post did yesterday. This is the story everyone's talking about. This is the biggest Bachelor story ever. And for those that are wondering, Dave, why are you still covering this? Because now we are not on the victory lap, but we have crossed the final stretch, and it's the straightaway, and we're running to the victory line, the victory being justice. So either way, people ask this question about this real estate dealing because she wants $1.4 million because she didn't get her money and she didn't get the properties. And people said she's now extorting him for $1 million lawsuit because he didn't make offers on 2 investment properties that may have never yielded her a single dime. For the cost of the property's estimated value on Redfin, even though he offered several times to connect her with another realtor, the value of the property you pay for is not the estimated amount of profit you'll make on a home. As a real estate investor, this is truly one of the most laughable threats I've ever seen. Yeah, let's say you put 20% down on a home and it's $1 million home. That's $200,000. The bank provides the rest. So when you sell the home and pay off the mortgage or put it towards the next thing, you only have the 20% plus whatever equity came from that profit, right? Anyhow, I'm not an expert in how it all works here. The value of the okay, so someone said he was also investigated by the license board in June when she made her original complaint. But you have to remember, he was investigated by the license board before they knew that she was kind of sort of targeting him. It was pointed out by another Redditor that the ADRE did in fact find that he was in violation of something, I'm not sure. They reviewed all the evidence, all the text messages, including her refusing to work with all other realtors, and decided not to punish him. So you would think that it's done, right? You would think that they decided not to punish him, it's over. Does she actually have a case is the question. If she does, it's probably not extortion, although I would argue that it's extortion in the sense she wanted to hang this over his head to get a favorable outcome in another way. And to me, it's like, well, if you really cared about this, you would have sued him for this in the first place and let this other thing play out. Maybe if he provided that and said, look, let's settle that. I'll drop this if you settle that. But it's like she's doing it because she is so far back on her heels. He has bum rushed her metaphorically. If this was a football match, he is driving the ball down her throat, which may be also a weird metaphor. But you understand, he is on the offensive. And she's going, whoa, 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 what do we don't, let's like just pull the plug on this whole thing. And she's going, no. We are partying now. All right, 2:40. Let's go to the next clip here from Megan Fox's video. She's also got an article coming out today. I don't believe it's out yet, but we'll have to read that when it comes. Legal entanglements. Oh, we wouldn't want a legal entanglement here.
She loves legal entanglements, though. That's what she's all about, is legal entanglements. And if you don't give her what she wants, she's going to legally entangle you for the rest of your damn life. Yeah, what will the judge do? What is going to happen now?
And by the way, our sources that were there have said the judge looked visibly annoyed at Jane Doe's attempts to, I guess her lawyer's attempts to mansplain what happens during a miscarriage. I mean, that's what it was. I hate to pull the mansplain card, but you have a male lawyer trying to explain how miscarriages work. He's like, well, Your Honor, first of all, during a menstrual cycle, he's like trying to explain what happens with the ladies out there. The female will do this. When a bird and a bee, she's like, can you not do this right now?
Corey Keith going to drop Laura Owens? Do we still go forward in court on June 10th? Is this another way to weasel out of the consequences that are hurtling down the track towards her?
These are all good questions. The biggest one I have, will she show up to the deposition tomorrow? I will have that breaking news story when I know whether she is there or not there. So you will get that from me. Make sure to be subscribed and hit the alert bell. We will do all legal, anything journalistic reporting to the public about how this case is going. We're going to cover. I think that's safe. I'm not telling you where it's at. I'm not sharing the address. I'm not telling you guys to go. Please don't. I'm just saying we will let you know when we know if she attended. The last time Clayton attended her deposition, it was shocking to find out she was actually there. I doubt Clayton will be there when she's deposed. I doubt that'll happen. That's not normal. Very odd for her to show up in this very much like, I don't know. It just feels like a very main character energy, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I am going to share with you my theory as to where the records are. So stick around for that. We'll get to that in a second.
This valuation is derived from reputable real estate valuation services. I don't know how she thinks she's going to get this. She didn't put out any money. She didn't get any of these properties. So why would she be entitled to money she'd never paid for these things? What? Seriously, I ask you, what? Specific damages. Okay, so legal foundations and I don't know what she's talking about here. This is all boring. This is the part that's really unbelievable. The part Dave read. Stipulated conditions for resolution. I will not sue you if you do what I want. In lieu of immediate litigation, I propose an alternative resolution contingent upon your stipulation to dismiss this case against that you have going right now. The one that she brought. She brought the case.
Yeah, you always forget that. You think she's this innocent, oh no, I can't believe the system's working this way. Jane Doe, this is a product of your actions. All you had to do was provide any out of a handful, if not dozens, of ultrasounds. Let me tell you what a normal person looks like. I'm going to tell you what a normal person looks like. I'm going to go to this beautiful former contestant of The Bachelor named Lace Morris. Lace is a fantastic person. I've really grown to like her over the years. She's trying her best. She self-eliminated when she was on The Bachelor because she wanted to work on herself. And the other day, she shared a very brave story about her relationship is going through its struggles in 8 months, in the 8th month area of her journey. I'll play it for you real quick. I wanted to make a separate video about this, but we're just running out of time on the day. Here's what Lace had to say. This is a normal struggle. And I shouldn't say, well, most pregnant people aren't also going through possible breakups or rough relationships, right? But she started her relationship and got pregnant kind of early on in the relationship, and people are asking her what's going on with her guy. I want to share this because I just want to share some positivity here, and I think we could all, if you haven't already, go follow Lace and just share her some love as she's going through this very tough journey of pregnancy, of real pregnancy.
So this is one of the top questions I'm getting for obvious reasons. I'm just not ready to talk about it yet. It's kind of messy, but I guess technically, no, we're not. We're living together, but you gotta understand, we made a baby right as we started dating. So you don't really know a person, and that changes a lot. We've tried to make it work. We just don't know where it's gonna go, but right now our focus is being here for Liam.
It's a sad story, but this is someone who knows, maybe she'll be a single mom, maybe they'll make it work, who knows, but she's going through her struggles as a pregnant lady, and she's also glowing and all those lovely things you say, but imagine being pregnant. I mean, imagine the amount of digital footprint you would have as a pregnant person, right? As a pregnant lady here. She's got millions of snippet, there's no questioning whether or not she's pregnant. We don't need to ask for, and I'm not saying everybody lives life so publicly, but it's like, it's not hard to show that you're pregnant. And at any point, you find an ultrasound, she's got her initial videos here when she just found out she was pregnant, they'll reveal things like that. You show off, I don't know where the ultrasound went. You show off these things. And again, you don't have to, but you have all of that available. I could go through my camera reel right now and show you a million different examples of finding out we were having a baby, right? The ultrasound, okay? You just assume in normal life that this is real evidence. And all they're asking for is one of any amount of pieces of evidence that she was pregnant. So they say around the 20-week mark, 19-week, let's say around the 19-week mark, that's when Jane Doe finds out she actually wasn't pregnant and she had the miscarriage up to 2 months earlier. So let's take that back 8 weeks. So you're telling me at the 10 to 12 week mark, she probably would have been to the doctor 4 times. You go every other week. Now you're having twins. Sometimes you go every week. She's got all these other complications with her neurologist and her epilepsy and all these other things. She might be going every week. So to tell me there isn't one person who has provided a shred of evidence, well, I can tell you where I think that evidence went, okay? And I'm going to share that with you in a minute, but let's just go back and finish off what Megan Fox had to say here.
Your client emailed me directly, so
This is from Clayton's lawyer.
he's emailing Corey. Your client emailed me directly tonight below. I am sure you did not approve or even know about this, as it is so woefully inappropriate. Of course, I did not respond. This will be an exhibit at trial. You can also expect my client may release this to the media as exposing Laura's overt and nonsensical extortion does the world good, and nothing contained in her notice is private information. Also, on that note, the judge also said that they weren't allowed to share anything that was shared between the parties in discovery. This is not discovery. This is just some stupid shit she decided to send by herself.
And people have wondered that. They've said, yeah, how is she getting away with this? Seriously, how is she making this worse? Where's Corey? Did he dodge out already, or is she doing this outside of his consultation? I want to say, how does she think this would work? But she's weaponized the court process against so many people and been theoretically successful, able to harass the F out of people and make them waste money on the court process. So I guess she thinks she will do something. What we have to remember is she had made previous threats, emails to previous judges, where she claimed she thought Woodnick was behind a conspiracy to rape her. You don't want to do that, and I'll tell you why. I mean, again, unless there's some sort of critical proof or whatever. But you don't want to do that because now you've got Woodnick, who maybe he's getting paid for this, maybe he's not. But you've got a lawyer who's got decades of experience, who's willing to go to all lengths of the legal system to beat you in this case. Yeah, you don't want that, because what she got away with in the past is people dropping clients because they didn't see any way out, and she had, the guy, she had her own proof, and then she would drop it. She worked off of this fear that no longer exists. You understand? The curtain has been pulled away, and now we see the inner workings of the Wizard of Oz, and it's just an old boomer. That's all the Wizard of Oz is, just an old boomer. Just some guy pulling the levers, right? And that old boomer is her. And we go, oh, we're not scared of her. Well, you know the game plan. And when you know the game plan, you're not as afraid. Someone said, I wouldn't be surprised if Janie Dodo Bird III sent her extortion email under the misapprehension that it wouldn't be allowed to be shared publicly. Someone said I had the same thought. And then who wants a bet that she'll use that to get out of the depot? Judge, see, they're sharing private emails. I don't feel safe. My guess is that when this email was exposed publicly, it was, like Megan Fox said, because it was of public interest to be seen. And whether or not she thinks she could hide behind whether it was public or not, I would place a bet, a wager, that when it comes down to a coin flip on who the judge is going to side with, the judge is going to side with the truth, which is she's pulling levers privately and not defending them publicly. And this is why the public needs to see. And again, the cheesy quote, sunlight's the greatest disinfectant, which isn't my quote. It's just a known quote. The sunlight is the greatest disinfectant. It's just to say, show the world what's going on. Because abuse rarely happens in public. It happens in private. Mold grows in dark corners, and it's very, very bad. And the best solution for that is a little UV light. And baby, put your sunglasses on, because I'm telling you right now, we're bringing the light, and I'm getting blown away with rays, baby. I'm blown away with too much light. Please, I can't. All right, anyhow, so yeah, your comments are very smart. And some are wondering, will this backfire on Woodnick Law and Clayton's case? And I don't believe so, because they have nothing to hide behind. They have nothing to hide behind here. All right, well, let's get to the part I wanted to share, which is where the medical records may have gone. Because you might say, Dave, just because we haven't seen the medical records doesn't mean they don't exist. Just because we haven't seen the fetal DNA doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It could be out there. The truth could be out there, which is why when you look at this thumbnail, which of course is a photo of Julie Gardner, I believe, who played Anna Delvey, a known con artist, which, by the way, I did blur out her eyes, so just in case you didn't know who that was, now you know. That was from I guess I would call it a biographical look at the con known as Anna Delvey, which she did get away with for a long time, but eventually the truth caught up to her. Oh, how ironic, don't you think? So what do we have here? Well, that's a UFO. That's an unidentified flying object. And if you look closely, and by the way, I will share, there's something written on that UFO. Hold on. You got to look closely. Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready to look closely? I looked closely at this UFO, and I'm going to share it with you here on my full screen. And when you actually dive into this photo here, you see what's going on here. What's going on is that we actually have the documents. All right, this is breaking news, folks. I'm glad you guys are sticking around with me. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. According to this maybe photoshopped image here, we have documents. You might say, well, how do we know they're documents of Clayton Echard's medical records of Jane Doe? Well, because it's got Clayton Echard on it. And I don't know if you've ever watched crime here, but in a good crime documentary, you print the guy you're framing right on the documents here. So he's on the documents, and they are heading upwards as shown off by these little strips right here. And by the way, not trained in art school. I have a degree in business. I'm self-taught in my photoshopping. But what do you see? Okay, what's this? All right, so it looks like we have a tracker on this UFO. It is number 2007 FT3. Wait, that number sounds familiar. 2007 FT3. What the hell could that be? Well, when I looked into it, a missing asteroid could hit the Earth in 2024. Well, what if... And again, I'm just hypothesizing here. I'm trying to connect some dots. I'm not really sure. What if the missing asteroid was actually a UFO sent down? Maybe Jane Doe knows some people in other planetary systems because she's got a good podcast, and maybe the podcast RSS feed has made it into other, so maybe this UFO was sent down to snatch up and collect the medical records. Ever thought of that? Ever thought that that's maybe what happened? You go, well, Dave, I don't know. How do we know that this UFO number 2007 FT3, clearly with a model number on it, how do we know that this UFO could also be what they thought was a missing asteroid that was going to hit the Earth in 2024? Well, when you look into it, the lost asteroid 2007 FT3 could strike the Earth later this year. Folks, it's not an asteroid. It's a UFO, and it took Jane Doe's medical records. That's the best answer I could come up with. Again, I don't know. I mean, might be accused of copy and pasting this Photoshop image together. Could be accused of my ADHD trying to milk this video to make it longer for the viewer duration so that YouTube puts it out there and I can make more money to pay for the diapers for my yet to be born yet very real son. I don't know, folks. You tell me. Could it be the medical records do actually exist and they were just abducted by aliens? I don't know. We'll see what you guys have to say. We'll be back. I'm going to be live on Patreon at 11 a.m. Central Time. Maybe, just maybe, this lost UFO that we just uncovered will be enough to get you to come join us. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. We'll be back after this.